Guys, if Pacquiao can go on to beat Adrian Broner, right? Beat Adrian Broner and then beat one of the big dogs in the division. So I'm talking Crawford, Thurman, Spence, one of the champions, Porter. Really, Spence and Crawford. I think you could potentially argue that Manny Pacquiao's legacy is greater than Floyd Mayweather's if he was to go on beat one of those guys. Because don't get me wrong, Floyd Mayweather's beaten a lot of top fighters and he's got a great resume, but so has Pacquiao. Pacquiao's fought them all and he's beat them all as well. There isn't a guy on Pacquiao's resume apart from Mayweather. And a lot of people will probably argue with what I'm saying. A lot of Mayweather fans are, oh, we saw what happened when Mayweather fought Pacquiao. But I'm not talking about that. Pacquiao was a smaller guy than Mayweather. You know, I'm talking about a guy that come from a really, really low weight category to fight at weight categories that, you know, he doesn't really belong, but he's there. And he's not just there, he's beating top guys in that weight category. You know, he's a super, super fighter, a great fighter, Manny Pacquiao. And if he can manage to beat, like I said, a Spence or a Crawford, right? Because these are guys are considered serious fighters. I'm talking monsters of the welterweight division right now. And Manny Pacquiao's 40 years of age. If he can manage to pull up a win against those guys, I think you can argue he's had a greater legacy than Floyd Mayweather. A greater legacy than Floyd Mayweather. Because Floyd Mayweather was undefeated, but a lot of people remember Floyd Mayweather, oh, he didn't fight the guys at the right time. He fought them then when they were past it. You know, a lot of people still talk. And don't get me wrong, I think it's not fair because I think Floyd Mayweather deserves a lot of respect. He fought everyone irrespective. It's not his fault that sometimes you fight somebody and they're not at the right time. He's not going to catch everybody at the right time. You know, there's very few fighters that are able to catch everybody at the right time, you know. But Pacquiao fought everybody. He didn't really care what time it was and what he fought anyone and everyone. That's why Pacquiao's got losses on his record as well. But I do think if now Pacquiao was to beat one of these top guys, you can definitely argue his legacy is greater than Floyd Mayweather's. If he was to go and beat a Spence or a Crawford, let's not forget, you'd probably say Mayweather and Pacquiao are the same age, but you'd probably say Mayweather would struggle to beat either Spence or Crawford right now. He would struggle, you know, at his age. And if Pacquiao can somehow manage to win against one of those guys, you definitely have to argue because Pacquiao's fighting in a whole new era. And he's fighting probably past his peak against killers in their peak. So if he was to beat them, what does that do for his legacy? It puts it on another level. It puts it on... Already his legacy is so strong and already he's one of the greats. But like I said, that would only cement a great, great career. And like I said, you could potentially argue then his legacy is greater than Floyd Mayweather. Even though Floyd Mayweather beat him, you definitely could put an argument. Because like I said, it would be very difficult, in my opinion, for Floyd Mayweather right now to beat those guys. And I think Pacquiao potentially can. He potentially can. It'd be difficult for Pacquiao, but I think he potentially can. But not just that. It's the fact that he's an 8-division world champion. He's done so many things. He's achieved so much. You know, he's not just, he wasn't like he was just a champion. He nicked a belt in all the weight. It was like he was the man. He was knocking chunks out of people in weight categories that he didn't even belong. Like he was the man at welterweight. He was the man at welterweight when he was, you know, bashing up Cotto, bashing up all those guys, Hatton. He was the man at welterweight. You know, and this is a guy that's come, what, from flyweight? Like, super flyweight? Like, the guy's, you know, he's a serious fighter. Serious, crazy fighter. And I think he deserves a lot of respect. And I do believe if he beats Spence or Crawford or even Thurman for that matter, I think he can. I think you have to argue that this guy had a greater legacy than Floyd Mayweather. You have to argue. You have to. He's definitely, for me, I don't want to say one of the greatest fighters because for me already he is one of the greatest fighters of all time. He is already that. So I think I could then argue that, you know what, Pacquiao's legacy has been greater than Floyd Mayweather's. He fought everybody whenever. And then towards the end of his career, he beat one of the killers in the division at the time that were at their peak. You know, and you'd have to then argue, right? Because you'd probably say Floyd Mayweather wouldn't be willing to take that kind of risk at this stage in his career to fight one of those guys. He wouldn't. He just wouldn't. You know, he fought Canelo, yes, but Canelo was quite green. He wasn't at his peak. You'd probably say Crawford and Spence right now are at their peak. Like, he didn't fight a Canelo at his peak. You would probably say Canelo's at his peak right now. So, again, I don't want to take much away from Mayweather because Mayweather's had a great career and he's beaten everybody. You can't, you know, knock the guy. He's done everything in the game. But I just think that if Pacquiao was to do that, I think you'd have to make a case for him being up there as one of the greats for sure. Or not just one of the greats, sorry. You'd have to say his probably legacy is greater than Floyd Mayweather's. But leave your thoughts, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.